You know when you start growing arms.
I know.
Okay, good evening. It's after 6 p.m. I'll call this Tuesday, March 16th meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Please join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you don't have any minutes to approve. So moving on to warrants, I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 19 for $329,065.33. General warrant number 1046 for $60,530.44. School warrant number 1047 for $138,529.93, and the CDBG warrant number 1048 for $13,923.66.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so financial stuff, approving CARES Act funds.
I have one request from the school for CARES Acts. Where did it go? $418 for speech therapy.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the CARES Act for speech therapy compensation under the terms of the CARES Act.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Transfer request, purchase of services.
This is transfer for the appraisal fee, and then underneath that is the new request for the Salem fund from the fire department.
Okay, so a request for the transfer has already gone through the finance committee. They already took it up and they approved, so it needs our approval. $2,300 from our technology expense account to the purchase of service to cover the appraisal cost of the Donovan Road property.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
16. And they want our approval on this.
Yeah, there's, I think, 4 invoices there. Looks like for material and then ambulatory service fee for their billing service.
So the Salem estate donated money to the emergency services, I think it was, emergency ambulance service to be used at their discretion, and it came into the town, so I guess we have to approve their request to use the money to pay certain invoices, so I don't think we have any real say over it, so I'll entertain a motion that we approve the use of the money the way they want to use it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like 4 signatures here. So one additional item under financial stuff, I received a phone call from a resident about paying your different tax bills with one check versus individual checks. So if you're paying one department, so you have 3 vehicles and you're paying 3 excise taxes, you can do that all in one check. If you have 2 water bills for some reason, you could pay 2 water bills in one check. You cannot pay a water tax and an excise tax with one check. And that's because the way they get batched in the collector's office, they're under different headings, and they can't split the batch out. So they can't say, okay, this check has X amount going to water and X amount going to excise. So it needs to be two separate checks, and it creates a little bit of confusion for people. But I just wanted to clarify that it needs to be done that way for accounting purposes. So that was the explanation. I was asked for an explanation. That's the explanation I got from the collector. So I'm passing it along, and it's always been done that way, so this is nothing new. You have an option to pay online also, and you can just drop them into the payment. And I believe the way that gets paid is from the bank, right? So the bank will issue a separate check for a separate account. So you can do it all in one transaction on the computer, and the bank will send us or deposit for us in the separate accounts. So that's why it's done. If you have any other questions, feel free to call me and I'll try to explain it the best I can. Okay. Old business. It's not coming. Final approval of the Easter basket giveaway.
Yep, she went and got, oh, he did sign it. So, Chief Marksmith and Chief Joe Holloway both approved they're gonna do the same traffic flow as the Santa Parade.
Okay, so,
Are they using the park, or are they just gonna do it in the street?
They're gonna use the park.
They're gonna use the park? Cool.
yeah, so they're gonna be stationary, right? And the traffic flows by them just like they did for the Christmas thing, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Since the chiefs have reviewed the plan and approved, I'll entertain a motion to give the final approval.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, what else we got? The police monthly report for January and February. Do you have that, John?
Yep.
Can you read that?
The monthly report for January 2021 from the police department. We ordered the new Panasonic Toughbook laptops for the cruisers, including all the hardware for the mounting brackets. The order fulfillment time is approximately 4 to 6 weeks. There may be some additional funding remaining, and if approved, we will purchase 2 desktop computers and 2 laptop computers for the department. The following incidents were logged for January 2021. 19 incidents, 10 arrests, summons, and custody, 3 civil citations, 0 parking tickets, 4 protection orders, 6 accidents, and 23 license to carry and firearm identification cards processed. Respectfully, Mark Smith, Chief of Police. That was January. And February, the monthly report is Officer James Early submitted his letter of resignation. He accepted the lieutenant position on the Warren Police Department. Officer Early served with the North Brookfield Police Department for 1 year. We have posted the job opening on our Facebook page as well as the CJIS extranet. Sergeant David Churchy and Sergeant Chris Donay attended the FBI LEEDA training. The Supervisor Leadership Institute, SLI, is part 1 of the 3-step leadership series that makes up the FBI LEEDA trilogy. The following topics are covered in the Supervisory Leadership Institute: defining leadership, generalization, effects of leadership, leadership as a lifestyle, leadership traits, building credibility, organizational credibility. 4 pillars of discipline, immunity, supervisory liability. Participants will complete a DISC assessment of their personal leadership style. At the conclusion of this training, Sergeant Churchy and Sergeant Donay will have completed all 3 courses offered will be awarded the FBI Leader Trilogy Award. At this point, all supervisors and I will have received the Trilogy Award. The following incidents were logged for February 2021. 25 incidents, 8 arrests, summons custody, 1 civil citation, 2 parking tickets, 3 protection orders, 11 accidents, and 17 license to carry FIDs processed. Respectfully, Mark Smith, the Chief of Police.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the reports for January, February.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So did either of you talk to Mark about the parking restriction thing that we voted on?
I
Did you?
emailed him.
Okay. So did
I
anybody?
mentioned it to him.
Okay.
And I mentioned it too,
Okay.
before we talked about it here.
Oh, so before the vote, you told him that you were anticipating?
That we were, because I had him over there to see what his thoughts were on the traffic and everything, and he seemed to think it was a good idea to get the trucks off of Main Street. So,
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the parking, people taking that turn. Remember
I
we
mentioned
talked-
that also.
Okay.
So, someone's gonna have to be there and watch that happening to a few people.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna.
They're gonna park a cruiser down there or,
Yeah.
I talked to him after the meeting.
yeah,
Okay,
He
good.
knows.
All
yeah.
right. As long as I get the word, that's good.
Yeah, and the highway is supposed to be making the signs for the loading zone and doing that curb change there,
Yeah.
so.
Have they started that yet? The
As
painting?
soon as
or-
possible.
Yeah.
They can't paint now because it's still wet from the snow. But Todd was out getting the sand out of the way on the side, brushing the sides of the roads today.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll happen in the next week or so.
Oh, good.
So, and I'll keep after Jason.
What else we got? Solitude management agreement?
It's for the water department. They do it every year to treat the water.
Yep.
How's that?
And we have to sign it because they
Yeah.
can't enter into a contract. Well, I'll entertain a motion to approve the contract for the water department.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
You can finish doing that. Let's see. Review the Complete Street Master Planning Services Agreement.
I sent you an email. I didn't know if you wanted me to have it reviewed by town council first. It's kind of a lengthy contract. This is for the engineering firm for Complete Streets. I don't know if the cost has even been approved.
I thought
Yeah.
CMRPC was doing all of that stuff, but is this a secondary?
They're helping us with the funding of the project itself, but I guess we were told we need to hire like an engineering firm to help us
Yeah.
with the process.
So this was like $10,000,
Yeah,
right?
10,000.
But that's the initial.
That's
And
the
then it
initial
comes out to
cost.
50 grand by the time you,
Yeah, task
once you
one,
sign this, you're
10,000.
on the hook for everything, right?
No,
You're
no,
not?
no. This is, it's broken down into scope of services, so we're just contracting for the first phase, the 10,800. That's all we're contracting for, so, yeah, I would say,
Do we have that money put aside for this? Can
they
we?
went to the finance committee, and the finance committee approved money from their unanticipated costs.
For the 10?
For the 10.
Yeah.
Because we need to get this done in order to get the grants that they wanted to improve some stuff. So this is one of the first steps. So the money's been approved by the finance committee out of their money. But I would say,
Send it to
yes,
town council.
send it to town council. And when you send it, make sure that you put on there that we want to make sure that
We're only
this
signing up for that
only
first.
covers the 10,008 and that we're not obligated to any of the other Phase 1 construction, Task 2. So Task 1 is the only one that's been approved.
Okay.
And then, once we get that back, John, you'll have your answer to make sure that we're,
Well, that's what I was questioning, because, you know, if we don't have the money, we don't want to overextend.
yeah, we have that money for that one project, but
Yep.
we don't want to spend on the rest of it yet.
Yep. So do you have to wait for town council to come back
Yes.
for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is on
I have
hold.
one more under new business that didn't get added. It's just an extension for the CDBG grant. Because of COVID, a lot of people wouldn't let contractors into their house to do the rehab, so we're just looking for an extension to spend the rest of the money, which is like $3,000 something.
And didn't we already do an extension, or is this a different
This is
extension?
a different extension.
Okay.
Did you say it's because they couldn't get into someone's house?
It's not anyone specific, but because of COVID,
Oh, all right.
first of all, a lot of people, contractors and homeowners were uncomfortable with people coming in and going out. And then when they did the bids, they came in really, really high because material costs went through the roof. So they had to go back and rebid, and the process just took a lot longer than it normally would during normal times. So we're just looking to extend the end of the contract a little bit so we can get the rest of the money spent, basically.
Was it 3,000 or 6,000?
That says 3,000 something or other.
That might be what's remaining, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 6,000 was from the West Side Infrastructure Study.
Okay, I
There's
knew it.
6,000 left over on that, and eventually when it comes to the point, you guys will have to vote to switch it over to the rehab
To this
side of the
same-
grant.
yeah.
And then they can probably do another, at least a portion of a house
Yeah.
with it.
I knew I heard 6 somewhere.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, there's roughly $39.80 remaining in the planning study line item. So they're looking to expend that $39.80, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do a motion?
I move that we sign the extension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, so is that it for new business?
That is it. Yep.
Do you have anything?
It's the John comment period.
For new business, or is this old business? Or my comments?
Your comments.
Your comments, yeah.
My comments?
It's a new line item on the,
John's comments and then public comments.
And then public. I just want to say, I've seen, my wife and I walk the rail trail most days with the dog, and I've seen tire marks down there and dirt bike marks down there. So we need to tell people to stay off of there with their motorized vehicles. I know they're probably not watching these meetings or whatever, but if the neighbors see it happening, call the police department, and because they're going straight down, turning around and coming back. So, and I can't tell once they hit the pavement which way they turn. I noticed National Grid had to cut a tree down, or a tree limb came down. It looks like it took out the 3-phase wires near Ward Street, and they left the pile of brush and everything there and a big limb. I don't know if they're gonna clean it up or not, but if not, we'll take care of it.
did they leave it in the right of way? Or off the side?
Well, it's off to the side, but it, it was a about 18-inch around tree stump. A lot of it's in the culvert, which we can move. The rest of it just ended up over there. But it had to take the wires down. So it'd be cool if we could get with National Grid and have them trim some of that old growth on the way down there, because it is gonna, ruin their power lines whenever there's some big tall trees there. And this one happened to snap in the last windstorm. So, and whoever drove up there the other day was during a thaw period, and there's ruts in the whole trail down from Orchard Road up to where the pipes go underneath the thing there. So now we're gonna have to go down there and level it out.
Yeah.
So
What's the status of our gates? and
the
stuff
gates are in process. They're all made. I'm waiting for them to go to the paint shop. Once they're painted, as soon as the ground thaws, I'll get them in.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll cut down on some. but-
Well, it'll cut down on some. You're still gonna get a dirt bike because you gotta leave space to get service vehicles through there. but at least we'll have the poles in the middle. And I'm gonna be looking for some, we were gonna try to get telephone poles from Verizon or National Grid. I've had no luck with that. Highway Department said they have some down at the salt shed that I can have, but you know, you need 2 for every street crossing on each side. So I don't know how many he's got down.
Well, if we took the double poles that are all
We'd
down
have
there, we
plenty.
can probably,
If we could get them, yeah. If
we should
get-
have a meeting with National Grid and
And Verizon,
Verizon.
Yep. Yep, call them in.
Um,
There's 51 double poles in town, where they replace a pole with a new pole, they're the taller ones, and the poles that are there stay there for, we've had some for 10 years now. So we need to do something with Verizon and the grid to get rid of those poles. They're ugly, and it's just holding the cable or phone wire. There's nothing to move that to the other pole, they're just not doing it.
Okay.
So it'd be cool if we could get those poles.
Yeah, do
Donated
we have
to
a
the town.
contact that we can set up a meeting with
I
them?
got a contact for Verizon.
Yep.
And when we talk about National Grid stuff, I was gonna
Yep.
have Verizon and National Grid come to this poll hearing.
Okay,
They're gonna be doing this all the way down Donovan Road, from Brookfield Road to West Brookfield Road, double polling, because they're upgrading the poles for the 3-phase down there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have another 10 double poles down
well, schedule some with the both of them to be in the room, because I don't want them pointing the finger at each other, and then we have to set up another meeting with a
We
different.
gotta have somebody
So they're
that's,
both gonna be here for that?
we gotta have
poll
somebody
hearing?
that's up here,
Yeah,
not
I'm gonna
the
request that they
little
both be here.
guys that they have.
Okay,
The
well,
last
let's
poll hearing
Do it
guy
at the same time.
we had, he didn't,
Yeah, I'm
Remember
just
the
the
kid
low guy,
Talk about all
yeah.
that stuff at the same time.
it doesn't make sense, you know.
Yeah, so like John said, make sure it's somebody with decision-making
Yeah,
authority and
authority.
not the,
Mhm.
yeah, thanks.
One other thing too, we're gonna be looking to finish the park as soon as the ground thaws. We could use more donation money for that. I was promised about $3,500 from someone, didn't get it. And we could use at least that, if not a little more, to finish off what we have there and get the grass put in as soon as we can get it, so.
What's your plan for finishing? What needs to be done?
Grass
Grass.
and neaten things up, and there's some unpaid bills over there. Ashley's a little bit in the red from some of the stuff we had to buy at the end.
Okay,
We ran out of donation money.
okay,
So, you know, if we could get about $4,000 between, you know, everybody, I think stuff it'd be all finished, be all done,
all right.
so. And what we said, we're spending about $40, Ashley, a month for electricity? Is
Yeah,
that what
I
it?
think that was about the average.
Average,
$40 to $50 a month. It goes
Yeah.
up a little bit in the winter, obviously.
The Christmas lights were a little more. So I just wanted to kind of get a feel of what it actually cost the town electric-wise.
Mhm.
So when the Friends put all the lights in the trees and everything, it went up a little bit. But that's what you're gonna average, $30, $40. Of course,
Yeah.
the grid charges you a fee for the meter, and then the delivery fees, and so that's not actually what you're using for kilowatts, because you're paying all those other fees, like your home phone, your home bills. So,
Yeah, so what is that coming out of?
That comes out of town office expense.
You should probably take it out of street lighting, because it's a lighting
No.
expense, so,
It is street lighting.
okay.
I think it is. Wait.
Because I just looked at that line item the other day, and there's plenty of money in it.
Playground comes out of street lighting now. 'Cause I
Just
took
that
over
one.
that bill.
Just that one that we turn, because it's over
ball field?
South Common.
Yeah.
No, it's over the street. That's why they asked us to take it, because it's not actually lighting up the playground. It's lighting up the street. So we took
No,
that one
it
back.
faces the park, I believe. It's a 400-watt high-pressure sodium fixture, I believe. It faces the ball field. I believe so. I can look and
I
see.
thought the one they asked us to take was on South Common that went over the road.
I took
and-
over the entire playground electricity bill.
Oh, okay.
Because they just,
We weren't paying
they
it.
weren't paying it. So all of that whole bill comes out of Main Street lighting now.
Did
Or
they have
street
the
lighting.
funds to pay it? Would
They had
get
a
it?
line item to pay it, but when I submitted my budget request, I asked for their money to go into the Main Street,
Mhm.
because I.
'Cause we took it over.
Taken over that bill, so
Yep.
they don't need, I think
Fair.
they had $800 a year, for that, and they just weren't paying their bills, so I just I just pay it, and now hopefully their line item will go over into the entire.
Oh, for this next coming
For the
year,
next
so
year, yeah.
for the last fiscal year,
Mhm.
they had a line item that
Yes.
we've been paying.
We've been paying
Okay.
it, yeah.
Yeah, that'll all come out in the free cash money anyway,
Yeah.
so it'll come out, but, yeah, that's, I think that's doable.
Mhm.
Makes sense anyway.
Yeah, and at least the bill's getting paid, so.
Right.
All right.
How is the BEMA doing with their stuff?
They're excellent.
They're
I
doing
don't
okay?
have
Because I know
any-
their bills weren't getting paid
Yep,
for.
nope, I've not had an issue at all with them.
They're
so.
good.
Well, since we made
Chris,
Chris,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I just asked a question, 'cause I don't, sometimes if you don't hear, you're better off, but sometimes it goes under the carpet too.
Yeah,
so.
well, and that was a problem before because the director wasn't in town and
Yeah,
the deputy director, I don't know, didn't get the bills or they didn't have meetings or whatever, but
Yeah.
it fell through the
They
cracks,
did,
so,
yeah.
yeah,
I think we've
but they're
solved
doing
that.
better.
Yeah, I've not received anything late from the BEMA or any
Yep.
phone calls or anything like that, so.
Nice.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Potholes are getting filled, the sidewalks are getting swept. Everything's good?
Everything's good.
Public comment period?
Yeah. You got anything?
I don't.
All right. Public comment? Yes?
Just the FYI, the street sweeper guy that's doing the sand already, he's gonna bring a blizzard.
He's gonna bring a blizzard?
Last year, they swept that sand away, and then we got our last snowstorm.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, I like snow.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry if anybody don't.
I'm hearing an inch on Friday.
getting something. yeah.
Really?
That's what I just heard on my way
It's a
home.
blizzard.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hiding my house.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can make that snowman finally.
I'm gonna go get a styrofoam ball.
And just
Couple
put a
of-
fake one?
Yeah. Those regular snowmen, they melt.
Yeah,
I don't like when they melt.
yeah.
Anything?
Well, I mentioned the Newtown Forest parcel, that was nice.
Did you go up?
I took a little walk around there and, it's not cleared out yet, but John has plans to do some trails there, but there are a couple semi-open spots up there. And one's like, it looks like you could go right down to the pond and maybe at some point do
Walking trail there.
canoes down there
Yep.
or something. But also you get a nice view of the pond and the backside of the old mill dam there, the old Wilcott Mill Dam. But I have a proposal to name that Wilcott Woods Town Forest because of the history of it. But
No, we were just thinking Brickyard Park, because it's Brickyard. But we can talk about it. It's
Talk about
nothing's
it.
official.
talk about it.
Yeah, get us some history on the Wilcotts,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, well,
You get a plaque.
there's the marker on Slab City Road there, the tavern, Wilcott Tavern.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's right there.
Hmm.
Well,
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
well, like Brandon had said, we had taken this property from non-payment of tax a couple of years ago, and it's right off the rail trail down off of Brickyard Road, behind the gate, and it's like 20 acres of land that's protected in perpetuity from a couple of years ago, so we'd like to make it a walking trail and park off of the rail trail.
Yeah, it's 29, just a hair over 29 acres.
29 acres? Yeah.
And then the little triangle's another 2.2 or something, so between the two, it's a little over 30 acres.
Yep.
Wyndham is like 29 acres, so that's, if you're
Yeah.
looking for, reference, that's kind of
Yeah.
about the same size.
We
But
figured it'd just be a little different than walking flat on the rail trail, because there's an incline and uphill, and then you go up, you can go up and take your picnic basket up there and see Yogi Bear if he's up there, and then there's another trail that comes down around the corner that we can join to the trail that we're gonna make going up. It was an old field that they used to hay
Yeah.
years ago, it's just overgrown.
it's nice, and like I said, a nice little view up there. and
Yep.
That's really
Access to
pretty.
the water and everything, so
Yep.
it's,
And we're only clearing enough to get there, we're not clear cutting any trees.
right.
Or it's scrub brush that we're taking out.
Getting rid of the pickers.
The pickers, yeah.
A bunch of
Yeah.
trash that needs
Lot
to
of
be
pickers.
pulled out of there, little
Oh, there's all
shower
kinds
stall,
of, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
a
yeah.
boat, that's all the boat.
Yeah, there's a car up in there too, Patrick told me there's an old car somewhere down near the wetlands. So, I said, maybe we can sell that to the pickers. If we can get it out of there, make a few bucks, but. I know Tina came with us and her granddaughter, I took her up there and we had Shay put the little pink flags
Yep.
all the way up, she had a good time.
So
Except for
it
the
is
pickers.
marked now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just a lot of pickers.
Yeah,
Bring a couple sticks.
yeah, I think it'll be good. I think in 3 weekends we can have that
Mhm.
cleared up there, so it'll be a nice little walking trail up there. Don't need a whole lot of, it's just kind of clearing the trail, walking trail, so. Yep, well, that'd be cool.
Yeah, very nice piece of property, and very happy that the town saved it.
Yep.
So,
Well, in our master plan from a few years ago, they were all about acquiring more
yeah,
land and whatnot, so we've done that since we've got in,
yeah.
taken over a
that's,
few
you
properties.
know,
and-
basically no cost, so.
Yep.
I mean, if you remember the contortions it took to get Wyndham at this was
Yeah,
easier path to follow.
Yeah.
If that opportunity comes up again, I hope we grab it.
I showed that property years ago, they wanted $125,000 for it, for Windham's, the whole thing. Barn included, that was before the barn was renovated, and the guy didn't go for it. 125,000, what'd they pay, 4 something or 6 something, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the state picked up most of the
Yeah,
costs, but
yeah.
I think it was the land trust portion was around 50,000.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but so far, we've done a whole lot of stuff without
Right?
shelling out town money. Taxes haven't gone up or whatnot. Well, because of that.
Anything else?
I got nothing.
Keep the shovel out, Tina.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I haven't gotten a report of any new COVID cases in town.
That's good.
Trevor and I talk at least once a week. He called the other day with an update on vaccination activity and hasn't told me that we have any more positives, so I'm assuming that we're at 0. The way it's 10 days, so if it gets reported in the middle of the week and the
Yep.
number comes out on Friday, it could be from
That can get really
early.
confusing. I was following the
Yeah.
numbers by the week for a while.
Yeah.
I was doing the math.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you're only on there for 10 days, then you fall off, so
Yeah.
I think we're at 0 unless we had any new ones come up.
I know in the school board meeting last night, they were talking about that the difference between the 6-foot distance and the 3-foot. Because they're going down to 3-foot distance now. So I just need a yardstick.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, we'll be able to give each other hugs. They'll get it down to nothing, right?
Well, the CDC guidelines before COVID was 3 feet.
Yeah.
Then for COVID, they increased it to 6 feet. Now it's back to the
Well-
original guidance, right? 3 feet.
I don't even know if the CDC guidelines have gone back down. I know I heard Fucci, whatever his name is, said something about it going to the 3 feet, but he didn't want to get ahead of it because of the CDC. So when I heard it in the school board yesterday, I thought, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it only applies to the school setting. They did studies in the school setting, and they found that there was no difference between 6 foot and 3 foot in the school setting because of the kids not spreading or whatever their deal was.
I know Old Sturbridge Academy's done very well. They've stayed in school the whole time.
Yeah, well,
And Shay has been home 2 times for remote learn because of a close contact situation in her grade only, but it was her grade it stayed in. And I think if it happened in any other grades, they would have done it like they do it like that too.
yeah.
I like how they did that. They was able to just pluck, okay, this little group, you're out for, to 10 days and everybody else stayed in school.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
really good plan.
I think that was the science.
So I'm still in school because I learn something new every day. So does that count?
Yep.
You can get within 3 feet.
Yeah.
I thought you couldn't teach old dogs new tricks, but I could be wrong. Announcements. I was asked to announce, the town clerk and the collector wanted us to announce that excise tax bills are now overdue. Demands have been issued and they are due March 30th, so there'd be a demand and an interest charge. To avoid any further charges, they need to be paid by March 30th. Water demands are out, I guess, and they are due March 22nd. So the deadline for the water is March 22nd to avoid any further charge. Sewer bills are mailed and they are due April 1st. So those are not late yet. You have until April 1st to pay the sewer bill. And now dog licenses are due April 1st. There's a charge for late dog license, which I don't believe goes into effect until like June or July or something. It's like June. So if you have dogs, get your dog licenses done by April 1st to avoid any increased fee on that. Did I cover everything?
I think you did.
We good? Anything else? Anything else?
I'm good.
We good? All right. Motion?
Executive session.
Oh, yeah, we got executive session, that's right.
I move to enter into executive session only and exit only to adjourn for reason number 6. Do you have the reasons?
Yeah, we have actually 3 matters in executive session.
Do you want to read the?
Executive session, yeah, so the first one, reason number 6 was to discuss leases or contracts.
Yeah. Purchase or sale of real estate, something to that effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have, right after that, we have a discussion under exemption number 1, which is to discuss
An
an employee. And then the third one is exemption number 8.
Discuss hiring somebody.
Oh, hiring, yep. And then we will only exit executive session to adjourn, so.
Jason Petrarch, yes.
Dale Kiley, yes.
John Tripp, yes.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.